In the late 1500s, German surgeon Fabricius Hildanus encountered a man with horns protruding from his forehead, one of the earliest reliable accounts of a horned human. Several other cases were documented by notable naturalists and medical experts in the following centuries. Dutch naturalist Bartholinus mentioned a patient with a 12-inch horn, and in 1696 an old woman in France had a 12-inch horn removed and presented to the king. Another account from around the same time describes the removal of a nearly 10-inch horn from the forehead of an 82-year-old woman. In 1886, dermatologist Jean-Baptiste Émile Vidal presented a 10-inch twisted horn from a woman's head to the Académie de Médecine. Before 1900, over 100 cases of horned humans were confirmed, with elderly females being more commonly affected. Horns would often regrow after removal, and in one case, both a father and son displayed the condition, suggesting a genetic component. The most famous horned marvel was Wang, a Chinese farmer from Manchukuo in the 1930s, who had a 14-inch spire-like horn growing from the back of his head and was dubbed Ripley's human unicorn. Human horns are often attributed to benign calvarial tumors like osteomas, and an aggressive variant of cornucutaneum, with the condition manifesting on the head being particularly rare. In the last century, cases have become practically non-existent due to modern medicine likely diagnosing and treating the condition early, though occasional cases still emerge. The basement of Ed and Lorraine Warren's home houses a unique collection known as the Occult Museum, a testament to the couple's decades-long career as prominent paranormal investigators. Founded in 1952 alongside the New England Society for Psychic Research, the museum contains an array of artifacts the Warrens believed were tainted by evil forces. The Warrens were involved in high-profile cases such as the Amityville haunting and the exorcism of the alleged witch Bathsheba, collecting various items associated with these investigations. The eclectic assortment includes a supposed vampire's coffin, a child's tombstone used in satanic rituals, death curses, demon masks, and psychic photographs. The museum's atmosphere is enhanced by an abundance of plastic Halloween props, creating a spooky ambiance. While Ed Warren passed away in 2006, his wife Lorraine and their son continued to maintain the museum. Regardless of one's belief in the paranormal, the Occult Museum serves as a fascinating showcase of modern society's fascination with the supernatural. Some skeptics, however, might simply view the collection as an assemblage of odd items in an elderly woman's basement. As of March 2018, the museum was temporarily closed due to zoning issues, and following Lorraine Warren's death in April 2019, the museum has permanently shut its doors. In the Bible, there are references to a type of angel called Watchers, which appear in both singular and plural forms in the book of Daniel. The Watchers are described as holy beings, but in the apocryphal books of Enoch, there are both good and bad Watchers, with a focus on the rebellious ones. According to the book of Enoch, the Watchers were angels sent to earth to watch over humans, but some of them began to lust after human women and defected from their divine duties. Led by their chief, Samyaza, these rebel Watchers descended upon Mount Hermon and took human wives, giving rise to the Nephilim, a race of savage giants. The Watchers also taught humans various arts and technologies, such as weaponry, cosmetics, sorcery, and other techniques that would have otherwise been discovered gradually over time. God eventually sent the Great Flood to rid the earth of the Nephilim, but not before sending the angel Uriel to warn Noah to ensure the survival of the human race. The fallen Watchers were then bound in the valleys of the earth until Judgment Day. The Book of Enoch lists the names of the chief rebel Watchers, along with their specific teachings that corrupted humanity. In the second Book of Enoch, the Watchers are referred to as the Grigori, which is a transcription of the Greek word meaning wakeful. This book describes the Grigori as countless soldiers of human appearance, located in the fifth heaven, who rejected the Lord of Light along with their prince, Satanael. The story of the Watchers also appears in various other texts and traditions, such as the Book of Giants, the Book of Jubilees, and the Damascus document. Some scholars believe that the myth of the Watchers originated in Lebanon, where Aramaic writers tried to interpret the imagery on Mesopotamian stone monuments without being able to read their Akkadian text. Water molecules initially form in interstellar space through chemical reactions between hydrogen and oxygen-bearing molecules, like carbon monoxide. Our solar system inherited this water from ice-coated grains in the dust cloud that gave rise to the Sun and planets 4.6 billion years ago. In the outer reaches of the solar system, where temperatures are frigid, this primordial water became locked up in icy objects such as comets. Closer to the Sun, the water reacted with rocky materials to create hydrated minerals. One leading theory suggests that Earth, which may have been relatively dry when it first formed, acquired much of its water from asteroids and comets colliding with the young planet. This delivered water would have been incorporated into the Earth's growing mantle, and later released through volcanic activity. Earth's water reservoir is notably smaller compared to the icy outer solar system bodies like Pluto, Charon, and the moons of gas giants, which formed beyond the snow line where water could condense into ice. A water-fueled car is a hypothetical vehicle that derives its energy directly from water. Claims for such vehicles have been the subject of numerous patents, news articles, and websites, but they are considered pseudoscience, and some have been tied to investment frauds. Most proposed water-fueled cars rely on electrolysis to separate water into hydrogen and oxygen, which are then recombined to release energy. However, the laws of thermodynamics dictate that the energy required to separate the elements will always be at least as great as the energy released, making it impossible to produce a net gain in energy. It's important to distinguish water-fueled cars from other technologies like water injection, hydrogen cars, hydrogen fuel enhancement, and steam cars, which use water in various ways, but not as a direct fuel source. Over the years, several individuals and companies have claimed to have invented functioning water-fueled cars, but none of these claims have been independently verified. Notable examples include Stanley Meyer's water fuel cell in the 1980s, which was later found to be fraudulent, and Genepax's water energy system in 2008, which turned out to be an electric car rather than a true water-fueled vehicle. Some inventors have faced legal consequences for fraud related to their water-fueled car claims. Aga Wakar Ahmed's Water Kit in 2012 and Arianto Misal's Nikuba device in 2022 also gained attention, but were met with skepticism from scientists who stated that the devices were theoretically impossible. While there have been claims that burning hydrogen or oxyhydrogen alongside conventional fuels can increase mileage and efficiency, these are debated and often promoted with fraudulent intent. Hydrogen-on-demand technologies, which use a chemical reaction to produce hydrogen from water, are not precluded by the laws of nature, but still face challenges in terms of energy efficiency and practicality. Alan Watts was a philosopher who drew from Zen and Buddhist teachings to provide a fresh perspective on life and living. According to Watts, the more we seek comfort, security, and certainty, the more we feel we lack them, leading to greater feelings of insecurity and uncertainty. He believed that constantly looking to the future for happiness, or allowing our past to define us, prevents us from enjoying the present moment. Watts taught that to be truly happy, we must accept that suffering is a necessary part of life, as nothing good comes without some pain or sacrifice. He encouraged embracing minimalism and being content with what we already have, rather than constantly chasing more possessions, money, or status. Watts emphasized the importance of accepting that perfect security is unattainable, and that there is freedom to be found in embracing the inherent insecurity of life. He fully embraced this mentality within his own life. He was not afraid to dwell within his own dark side and vices, as he was a known alcoholic with a wife as well as a mistress. His philosophy centered around the idea that life is about simply living, being present with ourselves and others, and not getting bogged down by excessive worrying or overthinking. Watts believed that by spending too much time and effort seeking security and certainty, we risk forgetting how to truly live. Webdriver Torso is a YouTube channel created by Google in 2013 that uploads videos consisting of simple slides with overlapping red and blue rectangles, accompanied by beeping tones. The channel gained attention in 2014 when viewers discovered it and began speculating about its purpose, with theories ranging from spy messages to alien communication. Most videos follow a standard format of being 11 seconds long and featuring the characteristic rectangles and tones, but a few unusual uploads included references to internet jokes and memes. An Italian blogger investigated the channel and linked it to a network of similar accounts seemingly run by Google employees in Zurich, Switzerland. YouTube later confirmed that the channel serves as an internal testing utility to assess video quality after uploading. The channel uploaded over 600,000 videos between 2016 and 2019, with intervals between uploads ranging from 1 minute to 1 hour before slowing down and only uploading intermittently in the following years. Despite the mystery being solved, the presence of seemingly humorous references in some videos remains unexplained, adding to the enigmatic allure of this peculiar YouTube channel. The Wendigo is a mythological creature or evil spirit originating from Algonquian folklore, often described as a malevolent, cannibalistic, supernatural being, strongly associated with winter, coldness, famine, and starvation. In some traditions, humans overpowered by greed could turn into Wendigos, serving as a cautionary tale to encourage moderation and cooperation. Wendigos are typically portrayed as simultaneously gluttonous and emaciated, constantly searching for new victims and growing in proportion to each person they consume. In historical accounts of Wendigo psychosis, a culture-bound syndrome, individuals were reported to become possessed by the Wendigo spirit and develop an intense craving for human flesh. The Wendigo has been used as a conceptual metaphor to describe the negative effects of greed, excessive consumption, and the destructive influence of colonialism on Native American communities. Some scholars argue that Wendigo psychosis may have been a fabrication or misinterpretation by early anthropologists, while others point to credible eyewitness accounts as evidence of its historical existence. The Wendigo remains a powerful symbol in Native American folklore, representing the consequences of imbalance, both within individuals and between humans and the natural world. As a concept, the Wendigo can be applied to any person, idea, or movement characterized by unchecked greed, self-aggrandizement, and the consumption or destruction of others in the pursuit of power. Wetiko is a concept found in various Native American traditions, referring to a cannibalistic spirit that influences individuals to consume the life force of others for personal gain and satisfaction. This spirit is said to infect people's minds, causing them to become selfish, greedy, and blind to the interconnectedness of all life. Wetiko can be seen as a psycho-spiritual disease that spreads through a society, leading to destructive behaviors and the exploitation of others and the natural world. Some believe that the concept of Wetiko can be applied to modern capitalist systems, which prioritize individual gain and consumption over the well-being of the collective and the environment. The Wetiko spirit is thought to create a sense of insatiable hunger and a desire for power, leading to a disregard for the consequences of one's actions on others and the planet. In this view, the spread of Wetiko can be seen as a mind virus that infects individuals and cultures, perpetuating a cycle of destruction and imbalance. Those who recognize the presence of Wetiko within themselves and society may seek to counteract its influence by cultivating compassion, empathy, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. By becoming aware of the Wetiko spirit and its effects, individuals can work to break free from its grasp and create a more balanced and harmonious way of living in the world. The beautiful lakes of Yellowstone National Park are known for their serene landscapes and peaceful atmospheres, but for over a century, visitors have reported hearing strange, unexplained sounds emanating from the skies above. These eerie noises, often described as a combination of whistling, whining, and humming, have been likened to the ringing of telegraph wires, the echo of distant bells, or even the buzzing of a swarm of bees. Accounts of these mysterious sounds date back to the late 19th century, with members of early expeditions to the park, such as geologist Frank H. Bradley in 1871, documenting their experiences of the peculiar acoustic phenomena. The sounds typically begin softly in the distance, gradually growing louder until they seem to fill the air directly overhead, before fading away just as quickly in the opposite direction. Despite numerous attempts to explain the origin of these sounds, ranging from mild earthquakes and temperature inversions to whirlpools of air and seismic stress in the surrounding mountains, no conclusive explanation has been found. Reports of the lake music have dwindled since the mid-1960s, but the mystery remains unsolved, leaving experts and visitors alike to speculate about the true nature of these bewitching and enigmatic sounds. Some have even suggested that the sounds may be linked to paranormal activity, with tales of ghostly presences and lost souls adding to the intrigue surrounding the lakes. In the fascinating world of theoretical physics, there exists a concept known as a white hole, which can be thought of as the opposite of a black hole. While a black hole is a region of space-time from which nothing, not even light, can escape, a white hole is a hypothetical region that cannot be entered from the outside, but from which light and matter may emerge. The idea of white holes was first proposed by Russian cosmologist Igor Novikov in 1964, and further developed by theoretical physicists such as Stephen Hawking. White holes are predicted to exist as part of a solution to Einstein's field equations, particularly in the context of eternal black holes. In this scenario, a white hole exists in the past, giving rise to a black hole in the future, with the two connected by a space-time conduit known as an Einstein-Rosen bridge or wormhole. However, the existence of white holes remains purely theoretical, as there are no known physical processes through which they could be formed, and they would require very specific initial conditions to have existed since the beginning of the universe. Some scientists have speculated that white holes could be the time-reversed counterpart of black holes, or that they might be linked to gamma-ray bursts, but these ideas remain largely hypothetical. Interestingly, some theories propose that our entire observable universe could exist within a supermassive black hole, with the Big Bang itself being the result of a white hole on the other side of a wormhole. Their existence remains unconfirmed, and they are primarily studied as mathematical curiosities within the framework of general relativity. Scientists at Carnegie Mellon University have developed a method to see through walls using Wi-Fi signals and a neural network, creating 3D maps of human bodies on the other side. Unlike previous efforts that used radio waves to produce low-resolution images, this technology utilizes Wi-Fi signals, which are superior to regular RGB cameras for detecting humans. The system sends a low-powered Wi-Fi signal through a wall, which bounces off objects and people in the room, and then feeds the coordinates of key body points into a deep neural network called dense pose, which creates a 3D image of the human body. Dense pose, developed by researchers from London and Facebook's AI team, establishes a correspondence between 2D images and 3D surface models, allowing for the mapping of Wi-Fi scan results to a 3D image. While the researchers argue that this technology could be a step forward for privacy rights by reducing the need for cameras, others raise concerns about the potential for misuse, as it could enable easy and inexpensive spying through walls. The technology has potential applications in law enforcement and home security, but like many innovations, it also raises ethical questions about privacy and the possibility of abuse. Researchers at Waterloo University have already developed a similar system called YPeep, which uses store-bought drones and inexpensive equipment to see through walls by exploiting a security loophole in Wi-Fi devices. As our personal devices generate increasing amounts of data, the possibility of being monitored through Wi-Fi signals may become a reality we have to adapt to in the future, raising important questions about the balance between technological advancement and individual privacy rights. The eerie lights known as will-o'-the-wisps have been a source of fascination and fear for centuries, appearing in the folklore of numerous cultures around the world. These mysterious, flickering lights are often seen at night over bogs, marshes, and swamps, and are said to resemble a lamp or lantern, leading travelers astray from their intended paths. In folklore, will-o'-the-wisps are often attributed to ghosts, fairies, or elemental spirits, and are known by various names such as jack-o'-lantern, friar's lantern, and hinky-punk. The phenomenon has been reported in many countries, with notable examples including the St. Louis Light in Saskatchewan, the Spook Light in the United States, and the Hessdalen Light in Norway. Some legends claim that will-o'-the-wisps are the souls of unbaptized children, forever trapped between heaven and hell, while others suggest they mark the location of hidden treasure. In Latin America, the lights are sometimes attributed to witches, or used as indicators of buried gold, while in Japan, they are associated with graveyards and the souls of the dead. Modern science offers explanations for the light aspect of will-o'-the-wisps, suggesting that they may be caused by the oxidation of gases produced by organic decay, such as phosphine, diphosphane, and methane. Other theories propose that the lights could be the result of bioluminescent fungi or insects, piezoelectric effects in rocks under tectonic strain, or even the reflective properties of certain nocturnal creatures like barn owls. Despite attempts to recreate the phenomenon in laboratory settings, the exact nature of will-o'-the-wisps remains elusive, and sightings have declined in recent years, likely due to the draining and reclamation of swamplands. The Winchester Mystery House, located in San Jose, California, is a mansion that was once the personal residence of Sarah Winchester, the widow of firearms magnate William Wirt Winchester. The Victorian and Gothic-style mansion is renowned for its size, architectural curiosities, and the numerous myths and legends surrounding its construction and former owner. After her husband's death in 1881, Sarah Winchester moved to California and purchased a farmhouse in Santa Clara Valley, which she began renovating and expanding, reportedly without a master plan. The house features unusual design elements, such as doors and stairs that lead nowhere, windows built into the floor, and a vast array of architectural styles and materials. Some believe that Winchester was haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles, and that she built the house to confuse and evade these spirits, though there is no evidence to support these claims. The mansion is also known for its many quirks and oddities, such as staircases with 13 steps, 13 bathrooms, and 13 windows in certain rooms, though many of these features were added after Winchester's death. Despite the numerous legends surrounding Winchester and her home, historical records paint a picture of an intelligent, private, and generous woman who was deeply involved in her community and philanthropic endeavors. The Winchester Mystery House has been a popular tourist attraction since 1923, drawing visitors from around the world who are fascinated by its unique architecture and the mysteries that surround it. While many stories and superstitions have arisen over the years, such as Winchester holding nightly seances or being driven by guilt over the deaths caused by Winchester rifles, these claims are largely unsubstantiated and have contributed to the mythology surrounding the mansion. The true reasons behind the home's unusual construction and design remain a subject of speculation. In the city of Yazd, located in the desert of central Iran, an ancient and ingenious method of cooling buildings has been used for centuries, known as the wind catcher, or bajir in Persian. These remarkable structures, often appearing as tall, rectangular towers with various shapes and designs, are a common sight rising above the rooftops of Yazd, which is said to have the highest concentration of wind catchers in the world. The wind catchers function by catching the prevailing wind through openings at the top of the tower and funneling it down into the building below, providing a natural form of air conditioning without the need for electricity. The cooled air is then circulated throughout the interior of the building, sometimes passing over subterranean pools of water for further cooling, before eventually rising and exiting through another tower or opening. The design of each wind catcher is carefully tuned to maximize its cooling efficiency. taking into account factors such as the tower's shape, height, number of openings, and the configuration of internal blades and canals. While the exact origins of wind catchers are debated, with some evidence pointing to ancient Egypt as early as 3,300 years ago, the technology has become widespread across the Middle East and North Africa, with variations found in several countries. In Yazd, wind catchers have not only served a practical purpose, but also hold cultural significance, becoming an integral part of the city's skyline and architectural heritage. However, due to the introduction of modern cooling technologies and changes in cultural perspectives, many of Yazd's wind catchers have fallen into disuse and disrepair. Despite this, researchers and architects are now recognizing the potential of wind catchers as a sustainable and energy-efficient alternative to conventional air conditioning, which accounts for a significant portion of global electricity consumption. Efforts are being made to study and revive this ancient technology, with modern adaptations of wind catchers already being incorporated into buildings in various parts of the world, from the United Kingdom to the United States. Scientists at Stanford University have developed a revolutionary new technology that allows them to wirelessly control the brain of a live mouse, using a tiny LED device implanted in its head that's about the size of a peppercorn. This technique, known as optogenetics, involves genetically engineering specific brain cells to respond to light, allowing researchers to activate precise neural circuits and observe the effects on the mouse's behavior. Unlike previous methods that relied on cumbersome cables, batteries, or head-mounted devices, this wireless system enables the mouse to move freely within its enclosure, making it ideal for studying natural behaviors and social interactions. The key to this groundbreaking technology lies in the efficient wireless power delivery system, which uses radio waves that resonate within the mouse's body to transmit energy to the implanted device. By replacing the top cover of the resonant chamber beneath the mouse's cage with an open grid, the researchers found that the mouse's body acts as an antenna, drawing in the radio frequency energy whenever its paws press against the grid. This innovative approach eliminates the need for complex tracking systems, as the mouse can receive power anywhere within the cage, enabling long-term studies without the need for handling or disrupting the animal's normal activities. The researchers have also developed even smaller optogenetic devices that can be implanted in the mouse's peripheral nervous system, allowing them to stimulate nerves in the spine and limbs and study the propagation of electrical signals throughout the body. By sharing their designs and instructions online, the team hopes to encourage neuroscientists worldwide to adopt and adapt this technology to advance our understanding of the brain and develop new treatments for neurological and psychiatric disorders. While optogenetics has not yet been tested in human brains, the researchers believe that this technology could eventually guide the development of more precise and effective therapies, such as using electrical stimulation to help people with Alzheimer's disease recover lost memories. As optogenetic tools continue to evolve and shed light on the intricate workings of the brain, they hold immense promise for unlocking the mysteries of the mind and revolutionizing the field of neuroscience.